Hello, good evening, good evening. How is everyone doing this evening? Hello, hello, Marvin, Nelly. Who else is in here? Duvan, hello, good evening. You guys can hear me well? Let me know, let me know. Hello, EJ. Welcome, welcome. Good night. Let me know if you can hear me. Make sure you finish your homework, please. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. We're going to wait for a few more people to come in. Make sure you share the live. Good evening, DJ Les. Make sure you share the live. Hello, Michael. Hello, Ben. Welcome, welcome. I want to make sure everything's working, so let me know if you guys can hear me. Hello, Kirky Dan. Welcome in. Awesome. Thank you. We're just going to wait a few more minutes. We're going to get more people in here. Make sure you share the live. How is everyone doing this evening? Oh, you're going to be a hater, Michael? Okay. Hello, Reese. Hello, Chels. Good evening, good evening. Hello, Sherelle. Make sure you share the live. Just waiting for our guest to join us. You don't need to. You don't need to. Awesome. So, since we're about 5 minutes in, we're gonna get started. Welcome, welcome. Michael, please. Don't be negative, Nancy. So I see we have a lot of new viewers tonight. Good night, good night. My name is Danielle George. I am your host of All Things Pan. We are sponsored by Pantastics868. Make sure you check them out on Instagram. They have everything from tenor sticks all the way to bass sticks. If you live in the States or Canada, just message me and I'll try and get them to you a little faster. So for those that are new to this page, we normally talk to panists, tuners, builders, arrangers, pan enthusiasts about all things pan. But tonight, for season 4, I thought I'd do something different. We started talking to parents of pan players. Now we're going to talk to some artists and see where their mindset is. So On that note, let me get our guest in here. He needs no introduction. Waiting for him to join. Hopefully it works. Just waiting, just waiting. You need pound sticks? Okay, just message me and I'll see what I can do for you. Hopefully everyone is doing well. Just waiting, just waiting. Oh my goodness. Hopefully everything works. Oh, here we go. Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm all right. What's good?
I'm good. I'm good.
Oh.
So, how was your Monday? How was your weekend?
Well, my weekend was busy-ish,
Okay,
up and down.
okay.
Yeah, busy-ish.
Okay,
Woo.
okay. You ready to go?
Yeah, man, already.
Ready. All right. So before we start, I usually get our guests to ask you some questions. So you can be in the hot seat for like a few minutes, if that's okay.
That's all right. No problem at all.
All right. All right. So before we start, for those that don't know who you are, which is shocking to me, but would you like to introduce yourself? Let us know who you are, what you do, all that fun stuff.
Um, they call me Ziggy Rankin. You know, artist, musician, and videographer. You know, we're doing videos and things now. So yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, man. We had to broaden the horizon, especially now in these times we had to find alternative means, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So let's start off easy, and we'll get to the hard questions later.
All right. Yeah, we have a hard question to answer.
We'll see.
No problem.
All right.
Let's do
So,
it. Let's do it.
all right. All right. So, how did you get into music? How did you get involved?
Well, that's a long story, but
Oh,
let
we
me
have time.
just make it simple. From church, you know,
Hmm.
in my days, my grandmother had us going to it was 7 days Adventist church, I think it was. And they used to have little competitions. Well, not competitions, but they used to have little shows for the kids to get involved in. You know what I mean? I don't even remember what time of the year it was, but that was the first time I ever performed, and my first song was too high, you can't get over it, too low. Yeah. A
Yeah.
little boy, maybe I was 4 or 5, and the energy from the churchgoers, the participation, the oohs, the ahs,
Yeah.
it always had me as a little youth man. So I think that was my first eye-opening experience to really standing up and singing and being brave, and it was something I always wanted to do after that point. And after there, I born and I grew in Carnage, and in Carnage we used to have every time school closed, we'd have blockos.
Okay.
Not like how blockos are today.
Yeah.
Blockos long time used to be sports in the day. All the villages come out and we play against each other. And then in the night time was party time, where the DJs would come out and clash other DJs, and chanters like myself would come out and go against other chanters in a competition. So that's where I really got my debut, and the Carnage community is who really sparked that next level of entertainment for Ziggy Rankin. Yeah, man. And from there it was on. I know you might have questions. I must be covering everything, but we had to big up Ajala too. Ajala is the first artist that really picked me up, because I was what you would call an underground artist, freestyling all over the place, so people would know us from freestyling. Myself, big up Jungi Ranks, big up Maximus Dan.
Yeah.
All of we come from the same era. And Ajala heard me and he called me on the phone. Sometimes we have no cell phone, we have no pagers, we have no Instagram, nothing. It
Yeah.
was dial up here. So he
Yeah.
called me on the phone. I was starstruck, and he asked me, he heard about me, and he wanted me to do a collab with him. And the name of the collab was Sonani. It was a soca chutney track, and that was one of the first soca chutneys in that era coming
Right.
out. So we were one of the first to do soca chutney. We do the soca chutney competition, and from there he put me on mainstream. So big up Ajala for that, man. And I was 16 or 17 at that time.
Okay.
So big up Ajala for giving me that, having that faith in me as a youth.
Right. And it just took off from there.
Yeah, just took off from there. From New York and then miserable life and then, God is the boss and he just keep everything rolling, man.
Awesome. So what made you decide to take it as a career, and how did your family feel about you doing that?
Well, that's a funny thing, Carolina on the ground, so how to put it? I had to big up my daddy too. I had to big up my parents. Right? They always supportive, and it's something I always encourage with parents. No matter what you see your children doing. My father was a prominent man in the community. He was a minister at that time in politics. You know what I mean? He was minister, works maintenance and drainage. But he always used to encourage me to. I'm the only boy. I have two sisters.
Okay.
So he always used to encourage me, go out into the village, you have to be a boy, be a boy. And, most of the villagers would say, his father is so and so. Why he kicking ball in the savannah, or why he on the stage singing these things and his father is such and such. In the beginning, my parents told me, well, if you think singing have a career, you could make a singing and make career singing. Make singing a career. You should know the fundamentals and you should apply. So after CXC, I applied for my oh gosh, what do you call it? Again, old.
It's okay.
I wrote my exam to get into a college in the States.
Okay.
My SATs.
Oh, gotcha.
Getting old. So I did my SATs. I got accepted to Queensborough College, and I went and got my degree in music technology. So they always supported me and not saying, well, singing, you can't make money from singing. They said, if that is something you choose to do, make sure you have a background in singing. Hence why, I'm a musical engineer now. I could also work behind the scenes, so I had to give thanks to my parents for that belief in me too.
Nice. That's amazing. So I know you have a family, and your daughter is a DJ, which is amazing.
Yeah, I have two daughters. I can't leave out my next daughter. Really. I have two daughters.
Yeah.
A bigger daughter, she's an artist and a DJ. Everybody know her as DJ Lila. So she take over the whole thing, and I just back and trying to make sure that not that she does the right thing, but that she doesn't make the same mistakes that I made and some of my fellow artists made in the past. You know what I mean? So I just here to guide her. So most of my energy is hardly be out of the studio. The studio here, she's be in the studio more than myself now. So just the guidance from me is what I'm trying to offer right now.
Yeah. So how did you figure out how to balance that family life and music life when it all started?
Easily, man. Once you love something and you're dedicated, everything is falling into play now. Everybody is tired here. Mr. God is the boss, but God is the boss. I love my family. God first, my family after, and anything after that is my family. Even music, and I love music to my heart, as I say, since I was young, since 5, 6, going up on the stage in church, going up on the block on the junction and singing my things. I always love and had a deep passion for music. So you will always find time to always make the time to juggle both. Yeah, but family is very important.
That's good. That's good. So how did you find out your daughter wanted to be a DJ or a singer? How did that happen? Did that just happen out of the blue? Was she always a singer?
Well, as I say, that's one thing I take from my parents, support. Right? So anything my kids find an interest in, I support them 200% and push them. Okay. So I mean, my big daughter, she played netball. When she was in standard 5, she played for the under national 16 netball team. She was on the team. I didn't let her go on the team. She was upset because SCA. And after that, she never played netball. But that was just, it was more, you have to go to school rather than the netball, that kind of thing.
Right.
But she used to do swimming, she do karate, she do all kind of things.
Oh, wow. And
one day, I walk in the room and she was with her little phone mixing. Right. So I was like, what is he really doing? She said, well, Daddy boy, I'm mixing some songs here on my phone. You want to hear? I was like, yeah, sure. The mixes wasn't all that.
It never is.
But but the encouragement was there.
Yeah.
And then when I see her a couple of days, she there behind it, I went and buy a old a little controller for her that she could use with the phone. I forget the program I hook up for her. Then I see she started to get a little more serious. And then I went and I got the Serato for her and a better laptop. And then she took it from there. So I mean,
Wow.
I don't take credit. All I gave was the support and the encouragement, and she took everything else and just took it to the next level. So hats off to her for that, man. As I say, once you believe and you love something, you must always give that support because you never know where it could take you, as small as it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go back to music. What is your musical process in writing and getting everything together, if you care to share?
I can't write. It's a
Oh, okay.
double-edged sword.
Okay.
Everything has come from the heart, and then I store it here. So most of the songs that Ziggy Ranks have, which is a lot of songs, I sing it first, and then I start to learn my own songs.
Okay.
Anytime I put pen to paper, I get what you call a creative block. You know, I can't go further. It's easier for me to stand up in a studio and record, and if I don't like something, I rub off that line in my head and produce a new line to make sense. I've been doing it for years. It's a handicap too, as well as it's something good. But yeah, I can't write. So my musical process is life. You know, music is life. Life is music. That's something I always say too.
Yeah.
And the more you can communicate with people and your fans on that same level, because we all go through the same things on some level, you know what I mean? So just bringing forth that in a happy way and making people enjoy themselves to the music. That is my musical process in putting out a song.
Well, it's working, so don't change.
Yeah, yeah.
So I know I've seen a few of your lives. You had a few Steel Pannists in your studio. How did that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, how did that come about?
Well, doing the projects, I love pan, you know. Most of the songs I try to encourage the pan in. I don't know if you know Arden Herbert.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with that name, right? Well,
Yeah.
that's my cousin,
Oh,
right?
okay.
So yeah, so from a little youth man, he used to teach me to play fourths and fifth. I used to play the fourths and fifth pan, and then how ironic it was that I didn't really take the pan serious in Trinidad, but when I lived in New York, I used to be with Kazim Steel Orchestra, which
Okay.
is Arden's band.
Yeah.
Big up Uncle Josie, deceased Uncle Jonesy, love him every time. The founder of the band. And so your boy used to do it thing in New York. We do New York Panorama. I think when I was there, we win once. So I always loved the pan. And for me, more than the instrument is the camaraderie and the fellowship. And you get a whole new family when you're on a pan side.
Right.
For me, so for me is a loving vibe, not just the instrument alone, but it's everybody playing in unison and having that bond as a family.
So since
Yeah.
you've been in the Steel Pan community
Mhm.
and you see it now, how do you see it change, or has it changed in your eyes?
Well, from what I see, and I can't, it's just my opinion, eh?
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think they still have youths playing, but not as much as before.
Right.
I think the enthusiasm not really there. Even some of the youths, when I hear them playing, they're just playing it to play the pan.
Right.
And they're not really giving it that excitement and emotion in in playing the instrument. And that's what the steel pan is really about. It's invoking a spirit. It's not just beating the pan, but you yourself putting that energy and letting people see that energy you're putting.
Right.
And I don't really see it on a one-on-one basis. When I say that like panists by themselves signing up and playing, I don't ever see it. Hardly ever see it. I see it more when they play with the pan size and panorama, and you know that's just a certain time of the year.
Right.
But we don't see it right through the year. Back in my days, I mean with Arden Huber days and thing, pan was 24/7, 365, you know what I mean? And we really love it. And when we play it, you see the joy when we playing it. Even when we rehearsing our little pass, so we had to rehearse in the corner to catch up to everybody. You would see the love and the enthusiasm in playing that pan. And I just think that's just one of the things I see lacking with the youths and them right now.
Right. So in your opinion, how would you think the pan community can get the youth more excited in playing steel pan and
the youths are to encourage the youths and make it exciting. And pan is not just for calypso and soca music.
Right.
You know, pan is an instrument, so you could play anything you like on pan, any genre of music, hip hop, it could be whatever the youth's into, just take it and make it your own and make it creative. So I think we just had to make it a little creative and fun for the youths and not just tell them, well, it's pan is for one genre, it's for classical and calypso and soca and that genre, which is far from the truth.
Very
You know what I mean? So, and big up Arden again, because one of the things when we was at Kazim Steel Orchestra is we used to play everything,
right.
From jazz to hip hop so we was always fresh and involved. And I think that is something we could reintroduce to the youths, make it exciting.
Yeah, for sure. So since you've integrated steel pan in your music, how do you think other artists can do the same thing? Because it's not happening as much as it should, in my opinion, from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, it's not. And some of the foreigners use the pan. Movies use the pan in the music. Soundtracks have the pan.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't want to put us down, but it's just us as a people.
Right.
Sometimes they say we always love things that don't come from us.
Right.
We love everything else. Once it's not from us, we love everything else outside, and we don't really appreciate what we have here. I mean, I learned to appreciate what I have as a Trinbagonian from living overseas. I learned to appreciate Trinidad and Tobago for all the freedom and all the love we have here in Trinidad and Tobago. I appreciate everything we have here. Sometimes it takes a man, he has to go out to appreciate what he has at home.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that is it, because we have so much beautiful things in Trinidad and Tobago, even the artists, even our sportsmen that we don't really fully appreciate.
Yeah.
And a lot of people appreciate us more outside. We're not asking to, don't treat everybody like a king or a queen, but just appreciate the hard work and everything that we do, the musicians, the pan men,
Yeah.
everybody. So I think it's just us as a culture.
As a culture?
Yeah.
So how do you think we can bring steel pan more into the forefront? Like a guitar or a piano?
We just had to incorporate it. I think I wouldn't say I'm an old man, but I think the youths, like my daughter herself, even in her songs, just incorporate a young pan man in a music video, have him on one of the tracks, and just keep it moving with the generation. Let the new generation take it in their own way, because it's our instrument. We don't want to leave it behind. So any way the youth could see it fit to put it in any one of their projects, I think that will be beneficial to us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, from a music standpoint in the music industry, how have you seen it changed over the years? Has it been more open? Is it still closed off? Just music in general.
Oh, music.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Sometimes I struggle to catch up, but we had to understand too, and I come to terms with it, that it's a cycle and it's a generation. The generations always change. We didn't always have soca music. We didn't always have raga soca. We didn't always have Trini Bad. We didn't always have Trinidad reggae. And when we were doing our thing, some of the older heads used to be against us, and
Okay. It's okay.
the culture. And some of the artists in my era now look at the youth now, and they don't have a lot of good things to say out of the Trini Bad movement. But we have to understand, it's a generation. Everything is a generation, and we have to learn to adapt and love it. Also, we evolve. Artists evolve. Myself included. When I was younger, in Carnage days, we never used to sing anything positive. When I was 13, 14, and 15 on that stage, it was nothing positive, nothing uplifting. But as I grew as a young man and continue to evolve in the music, you find my topics change, my lyrics change, how I bring across my songs, everything changed, the whole process changed. So it's a maturing thing. David Rudder wasn't always the David Rudder he is now. You know what I mean? Marshall Montano wasn't always the Marshall Montano he is now. So every artist we have to give them time to mature and evolve. So the music now, I try to catch up. My daughter is trying to help me out. You know, I try real hard to catch up with with the new generation. But
Yeah.
once you lock on, I think you could appreciate it too.
Nice. I see a
Yeah.
question that came in. Oh, it wasn't a question. Never mind.
Uh,
So, what is the best advice someone gave you and that you still use to this day?
Best advice I could give me, always have a foundation in everything you're doing.
Mm,
And always put God first. And that is something I do up to today. You know what I mean? Say, God
yeah.
is the boss. Every time you hear me, God is the boss. Always put God first. And have a foundation. If you love anything, make sure and research it, make sure and study it, and make sure and love your craft and learn your craft. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
Hmm.
that's the best advice I was given. I took it and I passed on that advice to the young artists who asked me for advice and that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? If you love your
Yeah.
craft, you have to know your craft. You have to know who come before you, you have to know who coming after you. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And that's the only way
Yeah.
you could make yourself better. Yeah, man.
Yeah. That definitely goes further for the young pianists that are coming up today. They have to know
Yeah,
where it came from
of,
and where it is now.
of course, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah, yeah, for sure. So we're gonna have a little fun now. What is
All
a
right.
fun fact about you that no one knows? Keep it PG, please.
A fun fact, boy, about
Yeah.
me. Well, nobody don't know, boy. Oh, well, plenty people know my favorite meal, um, corned beef and rice. Yeah,
Uh-huh. Okay.
yeah, that's my favorite meal. That was before COVID, eh? It's still my
Okay.
favorite meal, but that's because the fun fact was I couldn't cook before that. So corned beef and
Oh,
rice was
okay.
my meal. Yeah, that was the thing. I was real bad at that now. Nobody can touch me with that corned beef and rice. But since after the COVID, my daughter, how shameful it is, my daughter had to show me my way around the kitchen. So now I
Okay.
could, yeah, I could handle myself in that kitchen a little bit, yeah. But
Okay.
corned beef and rice, I mean,
So now that you can cook,
yeah,
what is your meal now? What is your like
that's my meal now, right?
that you can like bring out with no question and it's good every time?
Anything, you know, to do pilau,
Okay.
to do spaghetti and meatballs. I could do, what else I could do. The only thing I don't know how to do yet is make pie, macaroni pie, and
Ah,
Heinrich up there yet. But
okay.
anything else like that, boss man, yeah,
All right.
I
So
could do.
when I come visit, I'm good. I'm good.
Of, of course, of course. You see, rice
Awesome.
and corned beef, we
Yeah.
know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That me.
That's you. Do you
Yeah,
have a
that's me.
favorite?
That's
Do you
me.
have a favorite dessert?
No, you know, I was not a
No?
fan of cake, no ice cream. Yeah,
Okay.
my birthday, we had this thing. My cakes is just waste for my birthday because I was not a fan of cakes or ice cream. So I don't
Okay.
really have a favorite, no desserts.
All right. Are you a
Yeah.
drinker?
Vodka, not a heavy
Vodka.
drinker. I'm
Okay.
an occasional drinker, yeah.
Okay.
So vodka, I went to Miami the other day and my new drink now is vodka and lemonade. Yeah, so that's my
Oh,
new yeah, that's my new drink right now.
I have to try that one.
Yeah, vodka and lemonade. Real,
Vodka and
real good,
lemonade.
real good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So there's a question here. How did you end up in a blocko being an Adventist?
Oh my gosh. Well, that's the church my grandmother used to take me to.
Right.
Right now I'm a Baptist. I baptized as a Baptist maybe 4 years ago.
Hmm.
So I was reborn 4 years ago. But as a youth, and this is something I tell the church too, in case the person who asked me this is a church going person, um, you have to live your life. You know what I mean? Before you could give yourself and you give your life to God, you
Hmm.
have to know. You have to know where your struggles, you have to know where you come from, and you have to be able to appreciate life before you could turn over your life to Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? And some of the mistakes the youths make is the parents baptize them young and they ain't live yet. They never had a girlfriend, they never went a party, and
Yeah.
then you find everything just go array and amok and it's confusion. So
Yeah.
my advice I give to the youth, even my daughter, you know what I mean? Because my family in the church know, you know, how I bring up my daughters. I want them to live first
Hmm.
before they could turn in because giving yourself to Jesus Christ is your decision. Nobody can make that for you. You know what I mean? And only when you make it for yourself, then is the right decision. Don't let anybody force you. So me being on the block 14, 15 years old was me living and just being a young man, a youth growing up in the community. You know what I mean? And it's part of life. I mean, you have to do it. Either you're on the field kicking ball, you're playing cricket. Yeah, but once it's something positive, trust me, it's a good thing.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
man.
So before we end, anyone have any questions? Make sure you put it in the question bubble. Do you have any new projects coming up that we can look out for?
I just be doing my thing, as I said.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I tell a lot of people, and they say, Ziggy, don't do it. I ain't stop the music. I ain't really give up on the music or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's just that, as I said before, I try to look over my daughter and make sure um, everything right with her. You know, I do tell her
Right.
what to sing, I do tell her what to say, but the management guidance in terms of business and where projecting herself as an artist and a DJ,
Mm.
a brand.
Yeah.
Let me put it like that. She's a
Yeah.
brand and not a artist or DJ. So I be more governing that. I have no spare time. I was going to say in my spare time, but I be more governing that. And then I be doing my videos because I enter videography now.
Mm-hmm.
Doing videos for small businesses, doing ads, doing music videos. So I
Okay.
branch off into that. So hardly, as I say, you'd find me coming in the studio and putting down anything. But I have things, I have hundreds of songs inside the studio here, just never release. So maybe it's just a
What are you
matter of
waiting
going through
for?
things. Yeah, yeah, I have millions of things inside here, girls,
Oh,
millions of
nice.
songs.
Okay.
Because something when you have the studio home, it's just I can get up in the morning, I used to come here, sit down,
Yeah.
do two, three songs, put it down. And I just had things there, things in the making, things finished. The last album I did was Chameleon. I
Mm-hmm.
was before the COVID,
Yeah.
2019. That's the last album I did. It's on YouTube, iTunes, it's all over the place. But since then, quiet. Yeah, just trying to make sure DJ Lila on that right path to success.
Well, she's doing amazing right now.
Yeah,
Someone has a
yeah.
question. When are you coming to New York?
Well, oh gosh, I was in Miami 3 weeks ago and we were supposed to come over to New York
Mm-hmm.
and we didn't take that train again. But early next year, Khalil and myself will be making the trip up to New York. We're trying to put a little things in place. You know how
Okay.
it's go, but yeah, we'll be there soon. My old home.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Looking forward.
Yeah.
Um, so there's another question. How do you feel about Panis converting your songs?
Covering, of course, it's a must, it's an honor.
Mm-hmm.
It's an honor. Anytime your song is played on pan is a sense of victory, is a sense of recognition. It is an accomplishment for any panist or any pan side to take
Mm-hmm.
your composition and build it over how they see fit. Yeah, it's an
Yeah.
honor. Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
When you're doing your songs, do you think of how it would be played on pan? Does that cross your mind or not
No,
really? Okay.
not really. Just yeah, just music and our vibes and just for people to feel the energy. Most of the times when we recording is basically an energy and the energy is always come out after the fact.
Right.
You know what I mean? You will know the energy is right as
Oh,
is right. Again, call, sorry.
no, it's okay. You good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we good now.
Yeah. Sorry, we missed a little bit at the end.
Oh yes, sorry, I get cut
That's
off.
okay. That's
Yeah,
okay.
the energy, once the energy is out there and somebody does a cover your song, then you know that you were on the right track doing that
Mm,
creation. Yeah, man.
yeah. 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 Awesome. So you have projects that are just sitting in your studio waiting to be released, which we all
Yeah, just
agree
say
that
no.
they need to come out just slowly. Have your daughter
Yeah,
remix
yeah,
one.
yeah. Slowly but surely. Oh, well, the
Okay.
last project I did was with my daughter. We have a song called Ooh Child. See how we're getting
Yeah.
old? So it was a cover of the Three Stepping Stones. It's an old
Hmm.
classic, and
Yeah.
me and my daughter decided over that song to because the children have it hard right now in this COVID time. I mean, there's a whole things we could touch on.
Hmm.
Not being in class with classmates because that is part of socializing, learning to socialize.
Exactly.
So the youth now disconnected, they're totally disconnected, learning from a laptop. They can't line, they can't hang out with their friends. So things hard on them on a different level. So we did this song, as a comfort between parents and child, just letting them know that everything will be all right, man. Ooh Child. So you can check it out. Ooh Child, DJ Lila, and Ziggy Rankin on YouTube. Working on the video
I
at the moment. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
it's an amazing song. I truly
Oh
enjoyed
gosh.
it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So there's another question. What inspired the track? Sorry, let me get the question.
Oh, you
Miserable.
mean Miserable Life? Well,
Yeah.
Miserable Life was a real story, eh? Those
Oh.
times I was living in New York, going to school.
Mm.
Money hard, trying to do everything. She was just born, as 2003. So things were
Mm-hmm.
hard. And as I always tell people, God is the boss. And that song just, it manifests. I sit down in the studio.
Yeah.
In order to get a degree, for people who don't know, um, you have to do the practical. So in
Right.
order to get a degree as a song engineer, you have to go out there and actually work as a song engineer.
Mm-hmm.
And while I was doing that, that's a whole long story, but at the end of the day, the boss man say you could sit down and produce whatever you want. You could sing whatever you want, but just make sure and lock up my studio and leave it clean. So all 4 or 5 in the morning, I used to be there producing my own stuff. So Miserable Life is a real story where maybe 4 in the morning I sit down, I
Mm-hmm.
build the track, run in the whole, voice myself, run back,
Yeah.
mix everything, and I just put it out just as a way, my personal song. And came back to Trinidad 2004, I think, released it on Synergy, and from there,
Just took
that
off.
was it, man. Yeah, just took off. God is the boss, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Someone's asking that we need an acoustic style concert from you.
We was planning on Boxing Day, my band and myself,
Okay.
and some of the young artists included. And we have a panelist on our in our band too, eh?
Nice. Yeah, yeah.
Uh, so we were planning one for Boxing Day, so we have meeting Thursday. So
Mm-hmm.
then I'll know if we all good and clear to do a little live and do something for the people.
Well, let me know and I will post it to let everyone else know.
We'll do.
Um, Someone asked, Michael the Panist, would you ever do an acoustic session with a panist? He would love to do
Of,
one.
of course, most
Yeah.
definitely, most definitely. My partners and I, we do it all the time, and if we
Mm-hmm.
do go ahead on Boxing Day, then most definitely in the segment you must get one of that.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah.
Could you tell us the name of the panist that you have on in your band?
Oh gosh, my brain just now, eh?
Yeah.
I wonder if I could go. Um, oh gosh, we have so much nicknames, so that's just now. It will come
Okay.
to me just now.
Okay.
It will come to
Okay.
me just now.
Okay. No
Yeah.
worries. No worries. No
Oh my
worries.
God.
No worries. So,
Yeah.
when your daughter became a DJ and she wanted to do this seriously, did you have that talk with her of this needs to be a brand, you need to represent yourself well and all? Did you have that conversation with her or was it just natural?
We always talk,
Mm-hmm.
I had my daughter from the age of 3 months to 18 years old. So
Mm-hmm.
we tight like that. So we
Right.
talk about any and everything. And I'll tell parents is not really what you tell your children, is your actions.
Right.
So by your children watching certain actions and how you behave in life,
Mm-hmm.
they follow suit. So talking to her about those things wasn't really the main thing. She
Right.
already have those things covered, self-respect, wherever. But a youth will always be a youth, but
Mm-hmm.
she would never ever go overboard. So I
Right.
didn't have to go deep into depth with her about those things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Right.
because she always moved with me. She always seeing the artists around, going shows with me from a baby, seeing how I move, see how I interact with people.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it was just in her blood.
Yeah, that's good. So she understands the
Yeah.
whole being in a contract and
Of
this needs to
course, yeah,
good.
business first. As
Good.
I said, that's what I had to try and make sure
Yeah.
that she understands that those are some of the things we lacked and made a lot of mistakes as
Mm-hmm.
young artists coming up in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
Plenty contracts, plenty deals just going away. So I mean that's what we're here for, just to make sure she don't fall into the same things that we fell into as younger artists.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have another question. Your voice is out of this world. Did you train as a
Oh gosh.
vocalist as well?
No, I didn't train as a vocalist. I just one of the natural gifts that the boss man blessed me with. So yeah,
Okay.
he hold that and yeah. I did have to develop it, but again, it falls on you. So once you love something, you have to always work on it. I mean, even up to today, I still work on my vocals and trying to create, different patterns, different styles, come up with different melodies, different ways to use the vocals. You know what I mean? Because it's my instrument, so I have to learn to master it. I'm still trying to master it today,
Right.
but it's natural, man. It's natural.
Right. So
Yeah.
I know you're the master of all genres. What is your favorite genre? Do you have a
A lot
favorite?
of things. I don't have a favorite.
No?
I say, yeah. Because that's why I had the motto, music is life, life is
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
Once it's music, I'm doing it. Once I love it, I'm thinking I love soca, I love reggae. I don't really like the fast soca, I more like the groovy vibes.
Groovy.
So
Yeah.
you'll more than likely find me always in that groovy vein, love how you're whining, wine for your lover. Um, wine was a tip on the thing, but most of my songs in the groovy vein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I don't know if there's any more questions. If there are, is there anything else you'd like to let us know about?
I don't know. I thought we was getting hard questions, so that's what I was waiting on there. I
Well, I
was
mean,
worried.
some people think they're hard, but you took it well.
Oh God. Yeah, well, nothing really, just go and follow. I know it's my interview, but you could go and follow my, you see the comment? Yeah, Kalila have a boyfriend,
Uh-huh.
Walcott 1105, yeah. But all the propaganda and all that thing is also good, which we encourage. Me and my daughter encourage that because the more you get is the more followers you get. So yeah, but
Exactly.
she does have a boyfriend, man. So we understand it. And love to you same way. But you could go and follow DJ Lila, who is my interview, as I was going to say. You could go and follow my daughter at DJ underscore Lila, that's Lilaa. And for those who are not following me, your boy Ziggy Rankin, you could just go and follow Ziggy at Ziggy Ranks. You know what I mean? And that is it. Just keep following the music. Look out for new things. As I say, more these days are behind the scenes doing videos, production. Most of Kalila videos, I did the production for her videos.
Okay.
Um, Studio work with younger artists. They come in, they voice, we mix, we master. So I'm more behind the scenes in that form. As an elder, I think my responsibility now is to try and give back to the youths and try to make everything,
Yeah,
the best that they could be as youths coming up.
that's good. There's three more questions that
Yeah, man.
actually came in.
All right.
Um, are you interested in doing any Trini Bad music?
We talked that the other day, Me and my boy
Okay.
Isasha was talking about that. Not really doing the Trini Bad music, but collaborating with some of the Trini Bad artists.
Okay.
Um, I don't even want to say mentor them, but I
Right.
mean just joining the two, just to fuse it. You know what I mean? The older generation, the younger generation. But I don't think I will ever stand up on my own and do a
And do
Trinidad
it.
song because it don't make sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's just not what I know what Ziggy Rankin is about. And I had my time. We did a lot. We represented. But if it's doing a collaboration with any one of the artists, we always open to that. Because those artists come like our little brothers and our little sisters.
Yeah,
And we
for
give them
sure.
the love and support right through. Yeah, man.
Yeah, for sure. So there's a question from First Lady Duchess. Would you ever do
Mhm.
a boot camp for young aspiring artists?
Of course.
Yeah.
We had that in the making. My band, big up the other band. We was discussing a workshop for youths. Just giving them the overall music if they want to learn to play an instrument. Coaching them on interviews, how to approach an interview, how to answer your questions. Just these basic things that that we don't really offer the youths. We just let them go blind and then some minutes listen to them and laugh but that's not how it's supposed to be. So we were
Exactly.
discussing a workshop, just trying to help the youths be on a professional path, and take that music to a different level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, if that happens, send it my way.
Of course, most definitely.
Another question, can we expect any collaborations? If so, who would you like to collaborate with?
Any and everybody.
Okay.
The younger artists though, I had to hear the song first before we could do something. But any and anybody I open, and I love music. And sometimes when you collaborate, it's always mixing different vibes together, and you always get a gem
Right.
like that, you know. Most of my collaborations was just like that, magical and gems.
Mm-hmm.
So I welcome any collaboration, man, anytime.
Nice. So Michael the Panis has another question. Is there an artist or producer you'll never work again? You don't have to mention them.
No, 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 no. I work with everybody.
Mhm.
I think, they say I'm one of the coolest guys around. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But I work with anybody, man. Everybody have faults. Everybody have faults. They don't have a perfect producer or
Right.
engineer or artist around.
Right.
Everybody have their faults. But once you're in a studio and you're voicing, it's all about creativity. And if the vibe's not right and anything affecting the creativity, then it's not worth finishing that song because music is
Mhm.
an energy. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So that is just how I look at it. So once the energy there and the vibes there in a studio, I could work with anybody, man. Young, old, it don't really matter.
Okay. All right then.
Yeah,
Good to know. Good to know.
yeah.
Another question. Do you ever think about doing anything with voice?
Of course, yeah. Voices to me is one of the youngest talents we have. Very
Mm-hmm.
talented youth. You know what I mean? From since the days that what do you call it? Soca Star and Synergy,
Yeah.
when he sang Alien, where plenty people forget about. He was always energetic and ready to go. And
Mm-hmm.
his music has evolved, as we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Voice music has also evolved, and he's one of the more phenomenal young lyrical artists out there. Yeah, man, but
Yeah.
most definitely.
Yeah. There's a question from Sherelle. Is there a genre of music that you would want to experiment more with?
Afrobeats.
Okay.
Yeah. That's something I find myself listening to more and more,
Mm-hmm.
more and more these days. Yeah, Afrobeats. I love that vibes.
So we're gonna hear something later this year?
Maybe. Well, the year almost finished. Just now the year finished.
I know,
We
I know.
almost in 2 more months ago. So maybe next year, please God, the
Yeah.
sky's the limit. You never know. I might try a little thing.
Well, we can't
Yeah,
wait to hear it. I'm sure it's gonna be
yeah.
amazing.
Try a little thing. Try a little thing.
Is there an Afrobeats artist you would like to collab with?
Girl, I love all of them, girl.
All of them?
Yeah, I can't.
All of
My
them?
daughter. Yeah, my daughter is be playing some for me, and I
Hmm.
just like the vibes. I like the energy. I just love it, man. And I love.
Okay.
It's just that. Yeah. It's not really the voice, but I find the voice is meshed with the music, and it's just a vibes. It's a vibes.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's another question. Would you do a track with I don't know how to spell that name. Delino? Jeffino?
Oh, Jelano. Yeah,
Delano.
man.
Okay.
Yeah, Jelano is one of the young Trini Bad artists we have in Trinidad, and
Okay.
Jelano is always my little brother. Ask
Okay.
Jelano that, man. That wouldn't be something hard to do. But I'm a little brother. But of course, as I
Yeah.
say, we genuinely love all the younger artists they have out there,
Hmm.
and I wouldn't turn down any one of them to do a collab. Any one of the Trinidad artists. Yeah,
Okay.
man.
So we're looking for a lot of things from you in the next few
Of
years.
course. In the next 2 years, God's spare my life.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, as I say, I didn't even want to stray from it. But yes, you'll hear more from me. But as I
Okay.
say, Lila in the front of she in the front of the table right now. I'm
She
looking
can do
after.
some
But
remixes with you. She can
yeah,
put her spin on it.
but if anything else come, or anybody come to Ziggy, you don't know. It's
Yeah.
there, we doing it, and you will hear things from me soon. I might go in the studio, might give me a little inspiration tonight. So after this, I might turn on the studio, go through some old tracks and see what I could just put out there. You know
Okay.
what I mean? For the public. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then just tag me in it.
Yeah, I tag it in everything from the workshop to the Boxing Day to everything. I tag it in everything, so you'll be
Awesome.
well informed. Yeah,
Good,
man,
good.
trust me.
Awesome. Thank
Yeah,
you so much. Well, if there's nothing else you'd like to share with us, I I appreciate you coming on our show tonight. I had
no
fun.
problem.
I hope you had
No
fun.
problem. Yeah, of course, I had fun. I was just a little worried when you tell me about the hard questions, but it
You
was
took
all
them
right. It was
well.
all
You
right.
took them well.
Yeah, we good to go.
Awesome. Thank you so much. You have a great night.
Yeah,
And again, keep us all informed what's happening with you. Oh, hold
will
on.
do.
Hold on.
Hmm.
Sorry, got one last question.
All
Who's
right.
your dream international artist to collaborate with?
He passed on going on. That was Michael Jackson, you know.
Mm,
Michael Jackson, boy. Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Any one of the new ones now? Oh gosh, what do you call him again? People, you have to forgive me.
Yeah.
Sometimes I forget,
It's
even
okay.
when I perform in my songs,
Yeah.
sometimes the ranking is forget your own lyrics and things. As I say,
It happens.
everything is come from the head here. Ed
Mm,
Sheeran is an artist that I love too. I love the vibes. I love his voice too.
yeah.
I mean, and that is it.
Okay.
That's about it. Yeah. Somebody
Yeah.
wanted a piece of song. They wanted me to sing. You just have to tell me what song they want me to sing, and I'll give you a little piece. You know, I
Okay.
can't.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't come on all things fun and don't give all you a little something.
Oh, well, I appreciate that.
Of
If,
course,
I
no
don't
problem.
know. I don't know if we could get it in time. What do you feel like singing?
Um, I guess most people might want the miserable life.
Mm, sure.
I'll give you a little piece of the miserable life.
Okay.
All right. Oh, no. In him we tired of this miserable life. Tired of the worries and the problems and the strife. Tired of the things when them not going to right. Oh, yeah. Tired of this miserable. All things span, you know, we tired of this miserable life. Tired of the worries and the problems and the strife. Tired of the things when them not going to right. Oh, yeah. Tired of this miserable. Hold on now. Well, you know I want me to work. Every night me I kneel and me pray. Ask God to guide and protect me. The train bear go upon the right way. But everything I just fumble and crumble. Everything I just stumble and fall. I don't know where I'm gonna tell you. Oh Lord, please answer my call. Because we tired of this miserable life. Tired of the worries and the problems and the strife. Tired of the things when them not going to right. Oh yeah, tired of this miserable. All things span, you know, we tired of this miserable life. Tired of the worries and the problems and the strife. Tired of the things when them not going to right. Oh yeah, tired of this miserable. Most important, we can't stop from praise the Almighty. Cause you know that he can't stop care. My Lord, he will never forsake me. He never give you more than you can bear. Through my trials and my tribulations, sometimes I feel like I'm losing the race. But I know one day he'll uplift me. I'm so longing to see those days. Tired of this miserable life. Tired of the worries and the problems and the strife. Tired of the things when them not going to right. Oh yeah, tired of this miserable. Everybody know we tired of this miserable life. Tired of the worries and the problems and the strife. Tired of the things when them not going to right. Somebody had the next request me say, hey, well, from we step out on the road, what the name? Love how you whining, the way how you carry your heavy load. Love how you whining, and the way you move, and the way you groove. Woman, I know you put them on them digging on the mud, and the mud and the all make you look so rude. Love how you whining, the way you bubble, the way you move your spine, the way you move your body, girl, it really blow me mind. Oh Lord, yeah, give me a little wine. Woman, you know me now, waste no time. Well, love the way you bubble it when you dip on the road. Behind the truck, you looking at your bumper exposed. I want to take a wine and it's to think that I'm road. Woman, you make the rounds so explode. Well laid. From we step out on the road, what a name. Love how you whining. The way how you carry your heavy load. Love how you whining. And the way you move. And the way you groove. Woman, I know you put them on them digging at the mood. And the mother and the all make you look so rude. Love how you whining.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That
we
was
passed it through.
effortless,
Yeah,
man. Effortless.
we passed it through.
Thank
God is the
you.
boss.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much for coming on the
Yeah.
show. I appreciate
Give
it.
thanks for having me. Give thanks for having me, man.
Yeah. Well, and I hope you can come on again soon.
Well, you know, just calling on God spare my
Okay.
life once I'm wrong. Once
Okay.
I'm breathing, I'll be there. Once
Okay.
I'm breathing,
Maybe
I'll be
we
there.
can have your daughter as well. We can do
Of
it.
course, yeah.
Yeah.
You can have her on her own thing, yeah. And want to,
Oh, okay.
yeah. I want to, yeah.
All right. Sounds
Wait,
good.
what that's it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. You have
yeah.
an amazing night.
Same to you. Thank you,
Thank you.
everybody, for the support and the love. You don't know. God is the boss and we out.
Have a good night. So
All
thank
right.
you everyone for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the podcast. It was amazing. So next week we have an open discussion. So you're more than welcome to, if you want to come in, Ziggy, you can come in, talk about anything and everything under the sun. So until then, have a great night, great week, and I will see you next next Monday. Have a good night, guys.